Mike Moore Media.
Hello and welcome to another one of our podcasts from the city of Reidsville. We have about 3 a month, as a matter of fact. And today, first time to talk to Montana Brown, new Director of Marketing and Economic Development. I say new, but you've been there a couple of months. Hey, Montana, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. I appreciate the warm welcome. I've been here actually about a month and a half at this point.
Okay, just a month and a half. All right. Well, it seems I remember when the news release came out, and you're so busy and so much going on, it's hard to keep track of time. And I guess that's true for you, too, with so many projects you're working on.
Without a doubt, yes, sir. Time is flying by. It's really not enough time in the day, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know how that can be. Well, first let's find out about you, Montana Brown. So tell us who you are and a little background about you, please, Montana.
Yes, sir. So I'm 29 years old. I come from a pretty large family. I'm actually the youngest of 5. All of our names, and a lot of people want to know why I'm named Montana. So all of our names actually start with M, including my parents. My dad was a front man for a band called Boys Night Out back in the day, opened up for larger bands like Molly Hatchet, ZZ Top, bands of that nature.
Yeah.
And while on tour one time, he actually got to go to Montana, and he said it was the prettiest destination that he had ever been to.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I got my name. I think there also might be, you had 5 kids, you might have ran out of names somewhere along the way. But that's, just a little bit about my name. So I was born and raised in High Point. My family had been there for, a couple of generations. Moved to Lexington during high school. Graduated from North Davidson High School in 2013. Went off to Appalachian State University and graduated in 2017. Ended up moving back to High Point not too long after that. Worked in finance and banking for North Carolina State Employees Credit Union for a while. And then prior to working for the city of Reidsville, I actually worked for the city of High Point as an economic development manager for the last few years.
Okay. Well, we want to talk about a lot of different things here today, but now you've kind of piqued my interest because now I'm curious about the other M names. And most importantly, have you been to Montana?
So parents' names Mark and Meredith.
Okay.
Then my oldest brother is Mark. There's actually one that doesn't start with the M. Her name's Gina, named after a close family friend.
Okay.
But then we have Misty and Mercedes, and then there's me, Montana.
Oh, I think that's so cool. I like that. Yeah. But have you been to the state of Montana yet?
I haven't. It's on my bucket list, and I've planned it for a while.
Yeah.
It's one of those trips that you really need to take time to plan, make sure you get all your permits so you can see everything that there is to see while you're out there. Mm-hmm. So ask me in the next couple of years. It's going to be one of my next trips for sure.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll jot that down. Maybe that'll be a big moment there for your namesake there. So maybe we can do that podcast in a couple of years from Montana in Montana. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. All right. But first, I want to find out a little bit more about maybe some background there too about when you were in High Point. What were some of the things you were involved in there?
Yes, sir. So when I first started working for High Point, I actually made the move during COVID. I had started as an admin specialist for the planning and development department. Mm-hmm. In school, all my professors always told me, if you really want to see the effects of your work and see positive change in your community, then you need to get involved in local government. Mm-hmm. COVID hit. I knew that I didn't want to work in finance for the rest of my life. It just wasn't really my passion. I made that change, kind of took a pay cut just to kind of get my foot in the door and really to learn more so about the processes, and it ended up being probably the best move that I've ever made in my life. Mm-hmm. I worked as the admin specialist in planning for about a year, and then I actually got hired on as the economic development manager for their economic development department, of course. And that role's a little bit different than what I do now in the sense of my job primarily there was to recruit industrial and office clients. Mm-hmm. There was a bit of downtown revitalization as well, a bit of workforce development, as well as helping existing industries, connect to workforce development, helping with expansions, real estate site selection, things of that nature. It's really probably one of the coolest jobs in government on local, state, or federal level that anybody can have.
Yeah.
I've definitely found my calling at long last.
Okay. Well, they say if you've found your passion, you found your purpose. So maybe that's where you are. It sounds like. Yeah. Well, this is a unique situation here, kind of changing some things around with the marketing team there in Reidsville and combining a couple of things there with economic development and marketing. So this is really a new position for the city of Reidsville. So that incorporates a lot of things. So you're doing a lot of different things.
Yes, sir. And that's one of the things that really made the position attractive to me.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the director of economic development open last year. And then unfortunately Mrs. Judy Yarborough passed away in December, and, they kind of put things on hold. And, as they got reorganized and kept pushing forward, they decided that there was a little bit of correlation between the fields.
Yeah.
And I think, in the time without an economic development director, Judy also kind of stepped in and did a lot of that work too.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, it made sense. To me, it's partially what made the position really attractive. So, economic development really, of course, I'm helping develop real estate, working with clients and workforce and whatnot. But essentially, at the root of it, you're marketing your municipality, your city to outside companies. So with this role, I'm also marketing Reidsville to people that live in Reidsville. I'm marketing to the region, trying to draw more residents in, as well as residential developers. So it's more comprehensive economic development, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bigger picture.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like it. Very good. Yep. Yeah, we miss Judy, but it's good to have you in this position, and you bring the experience and so many good attributes to it. It sounds like. So, what are your hopes in that position for the city of Reidsville, Montana?
Yes, sir. So, a lot of things that I would like to see, but you really got to take it step by step. I'd really like to fill up Reidsville Industrial Park with the last lots that are there. Currently, the main greenfield piece that we're marketing is called Lot 11. As of right now, it's about 32, 33 acres, so we can get a significant industrial user there.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, I'd like to see downtown continue to blossom. I like to fill up some of these vacant buildings, perhaps convince some of these property owners that aren't necessarily utilizing their space to the best of its ability, like for those possibly just using it for storage, to kind of buy into Reidsville's vision or dream, and give opportunities for a lot of smaller businesses or entrepreneurs that want to start a business and get downtown and just add to the liveliness and really make downtown Reidsville a destination for everybody around.
Mm-hmm, sure.
In addition to that, I'm sure you're aware of the Depot District project.
Oh, yeah. How so special that is. Right, yeah, that's great.
Definitely, and that ties right into downtown. So that's something I'd also really like to jumpstart in my time here in Reidsville. I'm actually currently working on a grant which I think would help draw some private investment, because we'd be able to do some due diligence on some buildings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The city's in the process of acquiring Lawsonville School, working on some community outreach, feasibility studies, things of that nature to really figure out what its best use could be for the community, really to connect that side of the city to the Depot District, to then connect people to downtown as well. And then ultimately, I want more people to move to Reidsville. We're in a great spot between Greensboro, which is really booming, and Danville, which is going to be booming very soon as well. I want people to move here and add to our tax base and, add to the character of our community. I mean, you can live here for $100,000 less than you can in Greensboro, realistically on average. And we have a lot of the same amenities. And for a lot of the large employers that are located in both of the areas, it's just a quick drive down future I-785, just capitalizing on that and trying to attract more talent and more folks here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. That's impressive just to hear you click off some of those things for sure. Yeah, and I like what you say. You want people to move to Reidsville. They're just lots of reasons why. That's for sure. What are some projects? I know you mentioned Depot project there. But I want you to maybe talk about some projects that are kind of on the drawing board. But I want to go back to what you said a moment ago about Lawsonville School. Any immediate plans for that, or just acquiring the property for now?
So as of right now, we're acquiring the property. We had a feasibility study last year to kind of gauge whether it could be turned into multifamily residential. Mm-hmm. And, it was determined that it wasn't necessarily feasible at this time as far as the cost to upfit it and then what the lease prices would have to be for an investor really to be able to break even on it. So we're trying to move away from that and kind of come up with different solutions. Some of the things, and nothing's been solidified yet, but some of the things that are being thrown around is the potential use of a commercial shared use kitchen. So a hub for food trucks, caterers, ghost kitchens, things of that nature. We've talked a little bit about kind of, a generator, if you will, for other small businesses. One of the ideas kind of being thrown around was maybe like an artist hub, where there could kind of be like artists in residence. They could teach classes like painting, drawing, pottery, things of that nature. And another idea I think that's floating around, or some people think it would be a good idea, would be that of daycare. Mm-hmm. So Reidsville and Rockingham County in general is considered a daycare desert. So meaning there's not enough daycare spots to offer to people that need it. And that's a significant hurdle all over the country right now. But it ties directly into economic development in the sense of if these people can't get child care, then they can't get back into the workforce. Mm-hmm. So there's a large group of untapped talent that employers aren't necessarily able to find or use, which is kind of creating this imbalance in the job market where there are more jobs than there are people applying for jobs. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Some good information there for sure. We've got about a minute and a half left on the program here, Montana. Anything you'd like to close with?
I just want to thank you, Mike, for your time. I told you before, man, you got a golden voice. Like you were born to do this.
Oh, you're so kind. Well,
furthermore,
go ahead.
I was going to say, furthermore, I wanted to thank City of Reidsville, and I wanted to thank the people that live here for welcoming me with open arms. Everybody's been so kind. People have ideological differences and differences of opinion of where they think the city should go. But I really open it with, I welcome those opinions. I want to hear from everybody in town about what makes Reidsville special to them and how we can capitalize that to move forward together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I appreciate your kind words there a moment ago, but this is really the first time we've had any kind of conversation. We set this up, and that was about it, and we got a date and a time, and I'm very impressed, Montana, just listening to you and your thoughts about so many different things, and looking forward for Reidsville. So I'm looking forward to meeting you, and I just want to wish you all the best there. It sounds like that's a win-win for everyone, for the city of Reidsville and for you too, and what you bring to the table there too. So wishing you the best, and looking forward to meeting you. We'll talk again soon, I hope. Is there a better way we can get in touch with you that we should know about? Phone numbers, contact, things like that?
Yes, sir. So people can stop by City Hall and visit me if they want to talk with me. As well as you can call me at City Hall at 336-347-2307. As well as you can email me. My email for the city is mbrown, like the color, at reidsvillenc.gov.
Okay. Montana, thanks a lot. Good to have you there. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Mike. I hope you have a great weekend, sir.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're getting acquainted on our program today with Montana Brown, as of July 1, new Director of Marketing and Economic Development for the city of Reidsville. Okay, a reminder, I'll be talking to City Manager Summer Woodard next week. She's always the fourth Wednesday in the month, so I'll be listening for that. That'll be available in the 9 o'clock hour next week. Get more information on what's happening at riseupreadsville.com. And please shop local. Support our Reidsville businesses.